On June 30, 2025, the gas log Glasgow departed Kitimat, British Columbia, marking a turning point in Canadian energy history. For the first time, Canada was exporting its own liquefied natural gas, LNG, directly to Asia, ending decades of reliance on the U.S. market. This voyage was more than a shipment, it was a $40 billion bet on Canada's future, uniting global energy giants, government, and local communities. The LNG Canada terminal's launch unlocked new markets, promising jobs, Indigenous partnerships, and a reduced dependence on the U.S. for Asia. Canadian LNG offered a stable, neutral energy source, helping countries like Japan and South Korea move away from coal. As the gas log Glasgow sailed, it carried the ambitions of a nation ready to compete globally. This is the story of how Canada's bold move reshaped its destiny and the world's energy flow. For decades, Canadian natural gas flowed almost exclusively south to the United States through a vast pipeline network. This arrangement brought steady revenue but left Canada vulnerable. Nearly all exports depended on U.S. demand and politics. The American shale revolution changed everything. The U.S. became a gas powerhouse, turning Canada from supplier to competitor. Canadian gas prices dropped, and the once lucrative partnership became a liability. Leaders realized relying solely on the U.S. was unsustainable. The dream of reaching Asian markets became a necessity, but Canada lacked coastal export infrastructure. The stage was set for a dramatic pivot, soon accelerated by a powerful push from Washington. On March 4, 2025, the U.S. imposed steep tariffs on Canadian natural gas and goods, shaking the foundation of a decades-old partnership. The tariffs slashed Canadian gas's competitiveness, threatening billions in revenue and exposing the risks of single-market dependence. This crisis forced Canada to act. Market diversification was no longer optional, but urgent. The government and industry rallied behind LNG export terminals on the West Coast as a survival strategy. Prime Minister Mark Carney declared, "Canada has what the world needs," signaling a new era. The tariffs, meant to protect U.S. interests, pushed Canada to build true energy independence. The decision to invest in LNG Canada was a direct response, ensuring Canada's future would never again hinge on one partner. Liquefied natural gas, LNG, transforms Canadian gas from landlocked vapor to a global commodity. By cooling gas to -162 degrees Celsius, its volume shrinks 600 times, making ocean transport possible. Massive liquefaction plants like those in Kitimat purify and chill the gas, storing it in insulated tanks for shipment. LNG tankers act as giant thermoses, delivering enough energy to power entire cities. This technology broke Canada's geographic constraints, opening direct access to Asia and Europe. For Asian nations seeking reliable, cleaner energy, Canadian LNG became a highly attractive option. LNG isn't just fuel, it's a promise of stable, responsible energy from a trusted partner. The LNG Canada project in Kitimat is the largest private sector investment in Canadian history, a $40 billion collaboration with global energy giants. Partners from Shell, Petronas, PetroChina, Mitsubishi, and Kogas built a terminal fed by the 670-kilometer coastal gas-linked pipeline, traversing rugged terrain from the Montney Shale. 2 liquefaction trains give the facility an initial export capacity of 14 million tons per year, with plans to double output. On June 30, 2025, the gas log Glasgow's maiden voyage to South Korea marked a national milestone. The project created over 50,000 jobs and prioritized environmental performance, using clean hydroelectricity to minimize emissions. LNG Canada's success positions the country as a responsible energy supplier for the 21st century. This project is a cornerstone of Canada's new economic and environmental strategy. Canada's West Coast LNG terminals offer a strategic edge: geography. Shipping from Kitimat to Asia takes just 10 days, half the time of U.S. Gulf Coast routes that must navigate the Panama Canal. This means lower fuel costs, fewer delays, and millions saved per voyage. The Pacific route's reliability and speed make Canadian LNG highly attractive to Asian buyers seeking secure, cost-effective supply. As global LNG trade grows, Canada's position on the Pacific becomes a permanent advantage. The Pacific, once a barrier, is now Canada's superhighway to the world's fastest-growing energy markets. This logistical edge cements Canada's role as a top-tier LNG exporter. The LNG Canada project has fueled job creation and economic growth, revitalizing communities across northern British Columbia. A groundbreaking feature is its partnership with Indigenous communities. Over $5.8 billion in contracts went to local and Indigenous-owned businesses. First Nations, including the Haisla, now hold equity stakes in the coastal GasLink pipeline, ensuring long-term revenue and self-determination. This model of economic reconciliation sets a new standard for resource development in Canada. By fostering genuine partnerships and shared prosperity, the project has built strong public support and a blueprint for future projects. Canada is proving it can grow its economy while advancing reconciliation and inclusion. Canada's LNG ambitions face real challenges: high construction costs in remote, rugged terrain and strict environmental regulations. The $40 billion LNG Canada project required massive investment and advanced technology to meet world-leading emissions standards. Powered by clean hydroelectricity, the terminal is among the lowest carbon LNG facilities globally. Government incentives sparked debate over balancing economic growth and climate action. Canada enters a fiercely competitive market up against LNG giants like Qatar, Australia, and the US. To stay ahead, Canada must expand capacity, innovate, and deliver projects on time and on budget. Overcoming these hurdles is essential for Canada to secure its place as a reliable, responsible global energy leader. The first LNG tanker from Kitimat signaled Canada's arrival as an independent energy power. With direct access to Asia, Canada reduced its vulnerability to US trade pressures and gained new global influence. Asian allies now look to Canada for stable, clean energy, strengthening ties and regional security. The success of LNG Canada paves the way for new projects and expansions, promising sustained growth and opportunity. Canada's bold pivot is a story of resilience and ambition, building modern infrastructure and forging new partnerships. The journey that began with a single ship has opened a new chapter in Canadian history. The future is here, and it's being shipped from Canada's west coast.